So, happy New Year's, everyone out there. I hope you've all come safe into the new year. It's a little bit weird because right now I'm talking to you on the 25th of December, so Christmas morning, but it's okay because the big Christmas celebration here in Denmark was yesterday on the 24th. So yeah, we have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weather today. So completely clear sky, which is usually kind of boring for us photographers. However, it is snowy, it is frosty, it has been super cold this night. So I've come out to a lake which is kind of nearby to where I've grown up. I have not been to this particular place before, and I thought that there may be a good chance of getting something because I'm shooting out over the lake. So if I can find anything to photograph, then I should have it either backlit or side lit, and then ought to be rather beautiful. But I hope to find some kind of wintry scene. Right now I'm photographing towards a small tree. You can just hear is my thought process. So I came walking from up here down on this little trail down here, and you can see there's this lone tree out here, and I thought, why not photograph yet another lone tree? But the problem is, being down there on the trail, the little tree is have this line here in the background behind it, so I didn't have the proper separation with the tree. So instead of going closer and then trying to get a low angle on the tree and then have a clear blue kind of boring sky to separate it from the background, I decided to actually come over here because there is a hill. So I walked up, came all the way over here, put on the long lens just to try it out and see if this works, and it seems to work really well. So I've zoomed all the way in to 200 millimeters, and as you can see, I have a really good separation so that the tree stands out very strong in a very beautiful central composition. Have a little bit of a background, but besides that it's actually really simple. I'm just shooting straight on f/16 to get everything in focus. However, I do have to focus stack it still at 200 millimeter, so I'm focusing on the tree, on the very immediate foreground, and then on the background, and then I'm putting that together to have everything clear from front to back. ISO 100, obviously, there's so much sun, I'm almost shooting directly into the sun. So yeah, that's the first shot. Really a beautiful little wintry scene. I really love this very cold wintry atmosphere in a lake area where you have all the reeds, you have the snow, the beautiful, very orange and teal light. But it is notoriously hard to photograph, and it's one of those kind of photos that I so want to capture in a good way. But it's just so hard. Like, you know, that really, really winter atmosphere. The feeling of being here. It is silent. You can hear the distant cars, people going for walks. But catching that lake vibe in the winter coldness. Late day winter coldness. That is notoriously hard. So the sun is kind of coming down fast, and I don't really think that I'll be able to capture one of those wintry scenes tonight or this afternoon. However, and I'm pretty sure this is not out of an act of desperation, I actually think there is something here. As you guys know, I'm not the one who's super much into like abstract photography. However, I did come by, or at least I'm very picky about my abstract photography, but I did come by these beautiful, beautiful snow/ice crystals down here. Now you can see this little spiky scene here. Looks very beautiful. So my camera setup is with the 100 to 400 millimeter lens, and it actually has a fairly low near focus distance. I'm not entirely sure that was the right term. I've completely forgotten it right now. But you can see I'm photographing the scene like this. It's supposed to become a vertical shot, I think. So f16, just to get as much of the scene in focus. I've already taken like one photo and it is just tack sharp. ISO 100 and it gives me a shutter speed of 0.8 seconds. There's not a whole lot more to it, just these spiky ice crystals right there in the middle. I'll also try a few other compositions, zoom a bit out and maybe try a horizontal also. But I actually think that this one photo here works really, really well. And the thing about my photography, also with the small tree that you saw, the one thing I always look for is either a subject or a concept or some kind of story. If you look through my portfolio, hopefully you won't be in doubt about what it is I'm photographing in any of my photos on my homepage. And I have quite a significant amount of them, or whatever, if you go through my Instagram. I usually explain it in the way when it comes to subjects that you want a kind of a subject. Is imagine that you're standing in front of a theater stage. One thing is to take a photo of that stage, but you want to have some actors in that stage for something to go on, for the audience not to be in doubt about what they're supposed to look at. And then if you can incorporate some kind of story also, in this case it's like an abstract concept, it's just about the shapes of those ice crystals. But the point is that there is a subject or a concept, because it's abstract, or you're telling some kind of story, which you kind of also need subjects for. That's the one thing I always look for when I'm walking around in a landscape like this. Yes, I see a lot of beautiful things. I see beautiful light, I see beautiful trees, beautiful subjects. But I actually don't see a whole lot of beautiful trees right now. That's the reason why I'm actually struggling so much as I am this afternoon. It's really hard to find that subject and then isolate it or build up a scene around it, because I can't find an interesting subject. So, but I found it here, and I will play a little bit more around with it, and hopefully something beautiful will come out of it. If you struggle with composition in landscape photography, be sure to pick up my 2 ebooks on exactly that topic. Instead of talking about compositional rules, I prefer the term compositional tools, as these techniques are some you can choose to use to tell your story or up the aesthetics. I have designed the ebooks to be very easy to read with minimal text and loads of examples as to get to the point fast. Both ebooks, Landscape Composition 1 and 2, has loads of 5-star reviews. Thank you very much to all of you who have already got them, and if you are still in doubt, you can check out the 2 free light versions first. You will find the links to both the free light versions and the full versions in the description of this video. So you just saw the final photo of what I figured out with this scene, but I actually haven't found that final photo just yet, because right now the sunset is doing beautiful streaks all the way out here. So I just took my camera up from looking down here and zoomed all the way in to this beautiful sunset. And since I actually knew that this here is a bird place, there's a lot of birds around this lake, I figured that there might be a chance that some birds flew in front of that sunset. And so there was. And like, I'm not the one to, like, you know, hesitate to put birds into my photos, but just so you can see that I'm actually not cheating, there are birds in these photos right here. There were like 3 birds flying in right there. So in this case here, I'm not adding them afterwards. It is actually really beautiful. Oh, and I get another chance here. Woo! And if you want to learn how I edit my photos, be sure to enroll in my huge post-processing course, Photoshop for Landscape Photographers. I've designed it progressively, so it starts out easy. I cover all the different programs, how to use them. So if you only use to Lightroom, this is an easy way to get started with Photoshop. And then how to use Photoshop for your editing. And I basically cover all the tips, tricks, and techniques that I use to get my photos. You can get a discount by using the code down in the description, so check that one out too. As per always, I would highly appreciate both a like and a comment. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. And yeah, check out everything down in the description. Here is the last photo.